Abhijit, and today we are going to explore Liquibase tool. It is database migration tool. So let's download it. So there are two kind of versions available for downloading. First version is Liquibase Community, that is free to use. Another is Liquibase Pro, comes with few paid features. So I have downloaded it here. It's tar file. I have extracted it. Let's go to examples folder and SQL folder. We can see these two files. One is sample.changelog.sql and another is liquibase.properties. So liquibase.properties is a properties file used to configure Liquibase for our database. So let's open these two files. So this is the liquibase.properties. There are let's initialize few variables. First is class path. So this class path variable needs to point to our jar package of MySQL connector. We'll be using MySQL as a database for demo purpose. Let's mention driver here. This will be our changelog file. So it means that whenever we'll be executing Liquibase migration, this file will be picked up for migration, sample.changelog.sql, that we can see here. Let's initialize URL, MySQL database as SQL, connecting with username as a root and password as this. And this is our reference database that we will be used for comparison to find out difference between two databases. So this is liquibase.properties. Let's check another file, that is sample.changelog.sql. This file contains all the SQL commands that we want to migrate. So there is a certain format to write the SQL queries in this file. The format is the first line says that --liquibase space formatted space SQL. So this should be the first line of the changelog file. After that, all the queries are having a title like this: --change set space the name of author and the version of this SQL. So here is one SQL command which creates a table employee with columns ID, name, address 1, address 2 and city as columns. Second SQL command is written in same format, --change set, then the name of developer and the sequence. Let me change it to 2, 3. There is a third command with alter statement which will add one more column, that is country. We are adding state column in second query and country column in third query. And I have also tagged this query with a rollback and SQL command to roll back adding this column. So in case if we want to roll back adding this column, this command will be executed. Alright, so let's go ahead and execute this migration. I have so this is SQL Pro, MySQL client, and I have created new database. Its name is Liquibase and there are no tables so far in it. Let me clean this up, and I am in the Liquibase directory where I have extracted and downloaded this. Okay, so let's execute first update command. Yes, so update command will help us in migrating our SQL commands to the database. The format to migrate the database is this: mention your binary file Liquibase, then a parameter changelog file, mention the path of SQL file which contains all SQL queries to be migrated. Another variable is URL. It should be the URL of database, and I have supplied parameters as username, password, and SSL checked will be skipped. So let's execute this, and we can see that our update has been successful. These queries are executed. Let's see them if those are added into this table, this database or not. Yes. Now in the database Liquibase, we can see 3 tables are added. Let's see them one by one. First table is database changelog. So it contains all the metadata of migration. First column is ID. It shows a sequence of migration. Name of the author that we had specified here. This is the author name, and we can see here name of the file, date of execution, order of execution, execution type, executed or not, MD5 checksum, the file type SQL, there is no tag. It also shows the Liquibase version, null context, null labels, and deployment ID. Every SQL command has a deployment ID. So this is the first table. Second table is about lock. So this table is used for locking purpose. So Liquibase acquires the lock before executing any migration and then releases the lock after migration is over. And this is our third table, which we have created after executing these queries. We can see that all columns are present there. Okay. Now let's duplicate this database so that we can use that database for finding out the difference, finding out the changelog. I'm duplicating this database and setting a new database name as Liquibase 2. Alright, let's go to Liquibase. After that, yes, now let's see how rollback command works. Okay, so rollback command will help us to roll back executed migration. Okay, let's say we want to roll back this query. Okay, and we don't want to add this extra column, country column. Let's roll it back. So this is the format to roll back the SQL query. Mention the name of binary here, Liquibase, mention the changelog file, URL, and at the end you need to mention rollback count and by how many number of times you want to roll back. So rollback count to 1. We can see that rollback has been successfully executed. Let's see, let me reload this, and as soon as I reload, country column should be removed from here. Yes, we can see country column is no more available in employee table. So internally Liquibase has executed this rollback command. Alright, now let's find out the difference of changelog, difference of SQL. We can see that now country column is no more here in employee table, and if you remember, we had duplicated Liquibase database and employee table has country column. Now let's find out the difference of changelog between these two databases. So this is the command to find out the difference of SQL commands, difference between two databases. So the parameter to this Liquibase binary is URL. We need to mention the URL of the database that we will be using. Another parameter is reference URL. So this is the Liquibase 2. So we will be comparing the difference between Liquibase and Liquibase 2 databases, and we need to mention our changelog file. So this file, new file will be created, which will be having the difference between the database of Liquibase and Liquibase 2, and this is a command that will be executing diffChangeLog. So let's execute this and let's see what is the difference between Liquibase and Liquibase 2 database. We can see that diffChangeLog was executed successfully. Let's see now our this file is ready, changelog.mysql.sql, and we can see that this is the difference of two SQL queries. We can see that the country column is there in Liquibase 2 database. So we can see SQL for that. Alter table, employee, add country, varchar 6, and default is null. Alright, so in this way we can find out the difference between two databases or two tables. Alright, now let's see one more command for finding out the difference. That is diff. So diff command will give us the difference of two tables, two schemas, or two databases, and some more details are there. Let's see that. Here we can see that Liquibase checks for difference between product name, difference of product version, and then columns. We can see that the country column in Liquibase 2 database employee table, country column is available, which is not there available in Liquibase. Okay, and we can see that there is no other difference apart from this. So in this way we have seen commands available in the free version of Liquibase. So first command is update. This will migrate the SQL queries we have written. Second command is rollback, and mentioning the count of how many queries we want to roll back. Third command is to find out the difference between SQL queries, and we can find out which queries are new or not available in reference database. And third command is just diff. It shows us difference between product name, version, column, table, and database, and there is a lot of other parameters again we can find out diff of. So that's it guys. Thanks for watching this.